Hello, it's Emma Jo here from Lavinia Stamps, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make this rather lovely blue tag. Now I'll bring it closer so that you can see, and it's got this tiny little jellyfish from the sea creatures and a whole load of blue. But it's lots of different colours in with the blue as well that makes the Blue Orbs stamp come to life. I love this for a feeling of movement and all those colours just making up that pattern, the invisible pattern that is in the sea or in water. I love that idea, invisible pattern. Anyway, enough chat from me. Come with me and let me show you how it's done. Okay, so first we're going to start off by building the background. So I'm using a small watercolour card tag. I'm just going to show you first how to mix up some Dinkles and mica, or at least how I do it. So I've got a needle tip bottle. You can see I've taken the lid off. I'm opening up my pink Dinkles and I'm getting my fan brush and dipping the end of my fan brush into the Dinkles so that I get some powder and just slipping it. 2, 3, and 4. Oh, I've gone with 5. Maybe I've gone with 6. There we go. Depends on how much powder you actually manage to get on the end of your fan brush. So there we go. That was that, putting the Dinkles in. Clean off the end of your fan brush. And I've just used paper towel for that. And this is my Michaels, and it's Michaels? Mica Minerals. And this is Blue Splendor. And I've just put a couple of ends of a paintbrush into that. Okay, so now I'm going to put the lid on, give it a jolly good shake. And that's literally all I do. There ain't no magic. Okay, so Dinkles background. Back to the watercolour tag. Blue Dragon Dinkles, again in a needle tip bottle, but no extra mica in there. And I'm just using my fan brush to drag that down into position. You can see I'm leaving edges to it, yeah? So there's white area. And that was Blueberry Dinkles that I just added there. And now I'm just blow drying it a little with my Ranger heat tool. Okay, so that was Blue Dragon Dinkles again. And I'm just using my fan brush to pick up some of that colour and splatter it. So a good old flick with your fan brush, that's all I'm asking. And you can take it over into those white areas, but don't flood the white areas. A little bit of colour is fine. And get that to a point where you feel like you could work on it without losing your colour. Blot it with a paper towel. Now this is the Dinkles. I think it's pink. Yes, it is. So it's Dinkles pink with the mica minerals that we prepared earlier. So I've just put some colour down and now I'm going to blot it. And you can see some of that pink mica shining as the tag moves. This is just porcelain white Dinkles. And I'm just thinking of it like, you know how you see bubbles within water? That's what I'm planning here. And if you leave that and then blot it, it can act like a bleach, which is rather delicious. And you can see those white areas being lifted. Fabulous. So now let's get on to some stamping. And for this I am using VersaFine Clair, the Blue Orbs stamp, but I'm going to tell you the colour. There we go, Warm Breeze. So just inking it up, and I've done half of it at the bottom, then overlapping the stamp so that you get predominantly most of the stamp, but a little bit over the edge on the left and at the top right. Now it's not in your face at this moment in time. There we go, I've added a little bit more there. And just keep doing that until you feel comfortable. I don't want it to be too much. There we go. So it's going over that white space. Fab. But as you can see, because I've stamped in Versafine Clair Warm Breeze, it's not too dark. You might wonder, why have I chosen that colour? Well, all will become clear now. Using a Posca pen, and we're starting with the light pink, I'm just going to start colouring in my bubbles, or my Blue Orbs stamp, and just pick little bits here and there, because you're going to be using a few colours. So once you start with your light pink, you're then going to go back with a different colour in a minute. Any minute now. So that was light pink. Oh, hold that thought. We're going to do a little bit more stamping. So we've got our jellyfish, and we have got here, it's from the Sea Creatures stamp set. We've got Versafine Clair Ink Fantasia, and we've just stamped that little jellyfish there. Now this is that coral pink Posca, and I'm just, again, using the Blue Orb stamp to add colour within that, or around that teal that we've got on the back. Now I know it was Blue Dragon, but you know, when you look at it like this, it does look at different shades of teal, doesn't it? Which is fabulous. And you can see those lovely pink corally colours all coming together. Now this is the coral pink, as we said, but it's a lovely splash. Here we go. Yellow Posca. None of these are glittery, just a normal yellow Posca pen. And again, picking bits of that Blue Orb stamp to colour in and create this multicoloured live action scene of a jellyfish zooming through the water. I love these colours together. Now this is glittery. This is our Posca Pen Glittery Red, which has a sort of pinky red feel to it. You don't have to put too much. I'm just doing the occasional extra dot here, there and everywhere. Ah, my old friend, white. Now I'm doing lots of little tiny dots around where our jellyfish, what are they? Tentacles? Tendrils? Those long stringy bits where those are, that give us this action of movement. And I'm adding a bit of highlight to the top so that we can actually see, it makes him more prominent. I love it. I just love it. So again, going back to my Blue Orb stamp, adding some white to some of that pattern. And you could almost imagine that they're either bubbles within the water, or they're maybe coral that he's shot out of. I don't know. Fab. Ah, my friend, the aqua green. And you may think, why on earth are you using aqua green on a basically aqua green background? Well, I'm extending the aqua green around into that white space, which I think is rather lovely. So it takes away that hard line. There we go. I likes it. Nice. So really, all the hard work's done with that Blue Orb stamp. All you have to do is work out which bits you want to be which colour. Give that a quick dry, because we're going to do something else now. So this is my Ta Daaaaa clean colour real brush pen in a blue, and I'm just adding little bits of extra depth to where I've coloured in and around. So basically it's the in-betweeny bits of those circular shapes. And it just adds a little bit more definition. And you can see that's what I'm doing up the sides as well, just finding around the edges of the circles that could maybe do with a little bit more definition. Not because the stamp's lacking in any way, but just because we want to add a bit extra here, there and everywhere. Yeah, it's the in-between. Look at that. Loving it. And if you want to use this pen to give your edge a bit of a sharper shape, then do so, my friends. It will make it pop, which is stunning. So lovely. It's amazing when you think of all the different colours that have gone into that so far for what looks predominantly teal. Okay, so step away from the pen now, Emma. So I'm just adding, you know, we put white Posca on there. I'm just using the yellow from the Ta Daaaaa clean colour real brush pens to add extra colour to that jellyfish top. So now we're making the frame, and I have got a very small size 3 stencil brush and Elements Ink Midnight Blue, just to go around the edges, just a little bit. And I always feel like if you put some in your lid, you get a better coverage on your brush, a more even spread, if you like. And if you try and add that colour, how can I put it, to your craft mat and let your tag get in the way, you get quite a nice edge that way. Now let's add a touch of bling. So using my Quickie glue pen, I'm just adding some extra little dottage, some dots on the top of the jellyfish and around the side. Because these, my friends, with a little bit of Starbrights Eco Glitter, the holographic delight. Yes. Gives that jellyfish just a little bit of a zoom. I've obviously decided I need to do more. But you can see how it's picking it up on camera. That's lovely. I do like that. So I'm just going to scoop some of that, pop it on the extra bits that I added. And there we have a jellyfish caught in action underwater. So it's a real live action scene. Well done, my friends. You did it. Well done. Well, that little sprinkle of holographic glitter right at the end has just brought that jellyfish, poof, into life and moving across that tag. I love it. I was wondering, in my mind, I was thinking, I've got to make this jellyfish become more of a focal point. Now, how do I do that? And you know, that glitter, poof, did the job. Bob on. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed yourself making this as much as I have. Thank you for coming along and having a go with me. If you've got any comments that you'd like to make about this craft, please pop them in the post below and I will do my best to get back in touch with you as soon as I possibly can. But in the meantime, you have fun and happy crafting. Bye.